So, good morning to everyone. I am Angela Loy Williams, otherwise known with the ancestral name of Wairimu Monjiro. And I'm here today with two special, very, very special guests that are representing the tabernacle, the big tabernacle that should be built, that is should be on the land of Sorio Ranch, 11571. And so they are representing the people that we know as the freedom fighters, the Mau Mau freedom fighters that fought and won independence, but did not have an opportunity because of the way things went to enjoy the fruits of that independence. And so today our special guests are Michael Kariuki, Mr. Michael Kariuki, and Mr. Joseph Caraway. And so recently there has been some controversy surrounding things that were said and not said, things that were done and not done. I have to admit that I had never heard of these two gentlemen before their names were mentioned to me by some person that I met online. And as those things I thought were quite unkind, I began to ask, because I said, I don't know who these people are and why are they saying these things? And so as I inquired, I just became very, very surprised. So today we're going to address some of those concerns, and we're going to hear it from the people that were called into question. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael Kariuki. Please.
Thank you very much. My name is Michael Kariuki History. I'm the Secretary General of Freedom Fighters in Kenya, who struggled for the independence of this country, who were led by Dedan Kimathi Waciuri, Field Marshal Dedan Waciuri Kimathi. Now, we have the problem that after receiving our independence, we had a promise, Mau Mau had promised God that if we win the battle, if you help us to win this battle, we shall set aside a land which we shall build a tabernacle for you, O our God. We shall praise you, we shall exhort you all over the world. So after receiving their independence in 1963, December, they forgot to do this thing. And the land was marked, and the land was the Haile Selassie and the late Jomo Kenyatta, our forefather, set that land of Sorio Ranch, which God had pointed it as the place where this tabernacle can be built.
So these heads of state knew about this promise, the covenant that was made. So Haile Selassie, did he come from Ethiopia to Kenya?
Yes, he came from Ethiopia to Kenya, and they held a meeting in Nyeri, where in that land, with our forefather, the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. And they planted 3 Mugumo trees.
3?
Mugumo trees, 3 of them that represent Mau Mau, Gikuyu, Embu, and Meru.
Why those 3 entities, right? Mau Mau, Meru, and Kikuyu. Why these 3?
Because the Mugumo represent Mau Mau, and the root of that Mugumo represent Kenyatta. Even there is a song which we sing as follows. Mau 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 ne mogu more otomaga nayo meri ne Kenya tawa muigai.
Excellent.
So Mogumo represent Mau Mau, and the root of Mogumo represent the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta.
Okay. Wow. This is news. I didn't know that.
And Mau Mau is made up of 3 stones. This is Gekuyu, Embu, and Meru. Okay. All right. These are 3 stones. These are 3 groups of people that struggled for the independence of this country. Okay. Because the rest of the tribes in Kenya were all supporting the British. Okay. And this Mau Mau were part of army in the Second World War. Really? So when the British, the Second World War ended in 1945, they were requested by our forefathers, you have been helping the British, and now the British are in our country oppressing us. How can you allow them to continue oppressing us? They have taken our land. How can you allow this? So they declared themselves to be Iregi. Iregi are those who refused now the will to continue or to be against. They became Iregi and they became against the British. I see. Okay. And objectors, really. And the struggle for the Kenya independence was started early when British took our land using British Settlement Act 1887. Okay. They took our land and by force, and during that time, the administration office of the British was in Uganda. So they took our land, and I'm happy to note that the British came and knew that Kikuyu had their king, and this record is in Norfolk Hotel. The hotel. Sorry, Kikuyu had what? I didn't understand that. Their king. The king. So their king. Can you spell it? King known as King. K-I-N-G. King. King. Yeah, Kikuyu had their king. Really? And this is recorded by the British. Which king was that? He was known as Juma Boy, who struggled and fought for the land which was taken by British settlers using a British Settlement Act 1887, which was signed by Queen Victoria. Okay. Oh, wow. So, King of Gikuyu was even enjoying where these settlers were enjoying a Norfolk Hotel in Kenya, which was a hotel for regiment for all British, where they used to meet. The king of Agikuyu, Juma Boy, was also would pass there and have a tea on his way to coast to sell ivory. Okay. So he used to go to coast to sell ivory. And he had his caravan. So when these people took our land, Juma Boy, king of Agikuyu, struggled for it, and it was agreed that British should return that land through British Settlement Act 1888.
Okay.
And I have tried to look for this act, British Settlement Act 1888, and it is a harsh act because it says no British settler should claim to be a leaseholder. You are harmful because of British interest. Disallow. That is what it says.
Oh God. Wow. Mm.
And the same was empowered when Kenya was declared a British colony in 1920. Settlers, British and Indians, went to England because there was a battle between British and Indians. British wanted to take land and they wanted Indians to only to deal with the business. So they went to England for that issue. And because of the British Settlement Act 1888, an act was passed known as the Devonshire White Paper 1923. Kenya is a black man's country. We are told that country you are trying to share, the land you are trying to share, it has its own people given to them by God. So
Incredible.
you should know that Kenya belongs to black people.
Incredible.
That is the Devonshire White Paper 1923. So from there, the king of Bagikoyo, now who was Juma Boy, is recorded at Norfolk Hotel, a big hotel for British in Kenya. That record is there. So after the struggle for independence, which was done by Mau Mau, Ikoebune Meru, who were part of the Second World War and who assisted the British to conquer all other nations. They decided to fight for their own land and declared war against the British. So the fight started until December 1963, when Mau Mau raised their flag at the top of Mount Kenya, and the other one, Langata. The British flag, Union Jack, was lowered, and Mau Mau raised their flag, which is still now which is now the national flag of Kenya. But things have not gone well because Mau Mau had promised to build a house of God and set a land aside. So when Kenyatta set this land, so known as Sorio Ranch, of 58,000 acres, 194, some people who were struggling or helping the British, they started to fight Mau Mau, to find Mau Mau secretary. So Mau Mau were thinking that we were given independence, whereby things were changed because the act which was passed by the Parliament of the United Kingdom on that December 1963, which is known as the Kenya Independent Act 1963, Chapter 54, and which was to take effect on 12 December 1963, that was not implemented. What was implemented is an order which was given by the court of Buckingham, Paris, which set aside the act which we were given, which allowed us to raise our flag. That order is what we call today the Kenya Constitution. And it has never been changed. What they have been doing is only review. They have been doing review all the time. They have never changed. And this is the one which have allowed all the British to enjoy the land they took with gunpoint, using British Settlement Act 1887 and 1945 and Foreign Jurisdiction Act 1890. And note, those who were in the Second World War in 1945, they were given land as a gift. This is in part of Remuru, Githega. And those who were owners, their houses were demolished. So this order, which is still in force up to this time, has denied Mau Mau their right. And God has told us to build that house of God, that tabernacle.
The tabernacle.
So that we can, all these things can be solved by God. The problems in the world, the problems we have today in Kenya, sickness, corona, like corona. If you read Ezekiel 21, God is saying that he has prepared this fight until the rightful owner will get his right, and he will not stop. This is Ezekiel 21. If you
Ezekiel 21.
Ezekiel 21, that information is there. And you fight. Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening.
So we as Mau Mau made things go when are the one of the source of this problem, because what they had promised to do to God, they never did it. And the land is still there up to this time. And this is why we are requesting His Excellency, Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, to hand over this land so that we can build this tabernacle for God.
Have you spoken to any of the other previous presidents, right? The ones that after Jomo Kenyatta, there was, I don't remember, Kabaki, but I don't remember his name, and then Moi.
Moi, yes.
Have you spoken to any of them? Yeah.
We have talked to the late President Moi. He has invited me in his office, and he wrote to all the PCs to hand over that land, because this land is covered by Central Province and Left Valley. Part of it is in Central Province, and the other part is in Left Valley. So we are given a letter by office of the president written to those PCs, and they have no problem. Although they steal the land, we are given papers, but we have never been allowed to enter that land.
Why?
So
why?
We want His Excellency. Hello?
Yeah.
We want His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to respect the promise made by our forefathers, the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and Haile Selassie, and Mau Mau. We would kindly request him to hand over this land and be the first person to lay the foundation stone of this tabernacle.
Excellent. Now, I would like to ask, because I've seen some of those letters, and there are other nations that have been called into play. So like Ethiopia, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Kenya, and Israel. Can you speak about that? What is the connection?
Well, these two countries, Ethiopia, Israel, and Kenya, is one. These are two countries of chosen by God. Eden, the Eden is in Kenya.
Really?
The land of Eden, where God created man. In Kenya.
So
and
what?
we have got river in that land of Eden. It has got four sources of rivers. Two of them, they come from Kenya. They go underground, starting from Naivasha. They go inside. They pass through Suez Canal to Israel.
Really?
And when it goes to Israel, it has two sources. It creates Tigris and Euphrates, which pass in the land of Babylon.
So Tigris and Euphrates in English.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The source of Tigris and Euphrates come from Kenya.
That's amazing.
Even flamingos come from Kenya and go to Israel. Flamingos. So these are two countries of God.
But even if Israel was formed, I guess, after the Second World War, on that land, it is still disputed land. Is it chosen anyway because it's disputed land? I'm just asking.
It is chosen, and if we complete this building, this tabernacle, we are the people who shall take peace. These guys are waiting for us. Peace will prevail all over the world because of this tabernacle.
Okay.
The problems which are facing the whole world, all these problems will come to an end if we build this tabernacle.
Okay. All right.
There will be peace even in Kenya, all over. People will be coming from all over the world to come and receive peace and healing and blessings.
Okay.
Even it is written in Isaiah 35 verse 8, and the highway of the Lord shall be here.
Wow. Amazing.
Even that stone is here. It was when the settlers came here, they were informed this by God. They have written that message, the British settlers, that it is in a stone near posta office, Nairobi.
Oh, wow.
So people have been trying to come, and that is why we have so many people pretending themselves to be seers, who are set up by demons to destroy the work of God. They are against God's will. Because Satan is always against God's will. So many churches have come here to destroy these people of God, misleading them, giving them false teachings. These people, God has been talking real to these people. And people have been trying to make sure that they take over these blessings of God. They want to take this blessing just the way there are some people who want to take over blessings of somebody who is anointed by God.
Right, like so, Jacob and Esau.
Yeah. You see, these are the people. If you go back again, you have Joseph, who was sold in Egypt.
Yeah.
Joseph, though he gave birth he was father of two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. And when Jacob came, he wanted to bless. He said, bring these children, I bless them. Joseph took his two sons to his father. And he told his father, this is the elder. Bless this elder son, Manasseh. But Jacob said no. He exchanged his hand and blessed Ephraim. Ephraim, we are Ephraim, the blessed child.
Okay, so the Kikuyu are Ephraim.
Yes.
Okay, but how can you say that? Sorry, because when we're talking about Jacob's remnant seed and all these things, can you explain that? Because we in the West, we don't have any idea. We don't know. So when somebody comes and says, we are the remnant seed of Jacob, we say, but so many people say this. Explain that to me. Explain it.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob was from Ibrahim.
Yes.
And we, as Kikuyu, we are descendants of Ibrahim.
Descendants of Abraham.
Yeah, Ibrahim. Our father is Ibrahim, Isaac, and Jacob.
But can you prove that?
And,
how do you know that? Sorry, I will just ask the questions that maybe somebody that's watching this video will ask. How do you know that? This is what them in Israel, that's what they said, that their father is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Because we are from the son of we are the son of Joseph. When Joseph was sold in Egypt, he was connected with an African girl. And when he bore the first son, he said, "This will represent our family, Israel, Manasseh, and Ephraim." Represented us.
Okay.
Because, and he was brought because we were original, the original tree, which was planted in garden. So the one from Israel came and connected because he wanted to bring our blessing back.
Okay.
Have you got there?
Yeah, so Israel came to connect with Mount Kenya, right, to reconnect the blessing.
Yeah, to reconnect the blessings. And you see, the first person who was the king, the first ruler in the world was Nimrod. Nimrod came from Cushi.
Yeah.
He was son of we have the three sons of Noah.
He was a Cushite.
The young child saw the nakedness of his father, and he was cast.
Yes.
We had black, we had red, we had white. These are three sons. So the red one is from Middle East. That is where Jacob went. So because of the curse of Noah, we came to lose our leadership. That is, you know, the Hammurabi, the lawgiver.
Yes, Hammurabi. Yes, yeah, Hammurabi. Yes, yes. There's his needle.
Yeah.
Yes.
And before that, we had Nimrod, where the first ruler in the world was from Africa.
So
So
Nimrod
God
was
now,
basically your father. So you have
yeah,
the Arabs, which were the red sons. Who was their father?
and that is now the Haile Selassie. Nimrod this where Haile Selassie come from,
Okay.
and we have never been colonized.
Okay.
Even when Mussolini conquered, overturned the government of Haile Selassie, Mau Mau fought for Haile Selassie to go back to his throne. And that is why today we have Mau Mau in Ethiopia, whereby they are honored very greatly.
Incredible. So who's the father of the white race? Because you said black, red, and white.
We all came from Noah.
Yeah, but who was their king? So
Eh?
if we had Haile Selassie, we had Nimrod, and then for the whites?
For the white, you see now we have now people in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that even the British were colonized by Romans.
Yes, that's true.
Were colonized by Romans,
Mm-hmm.
and Romans went there because of what we call Cromwell teens, which was there.
Mm-hmm.
And Romans are the one who have brought civilization in England.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, when Romans, and when they were being colonized by Romans, they were speaking Italians.
Mm-hmm. Latin.
They
were
were
speaking Latin.
the tongues of Italy.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So from there, British was colonized by Spain. And Spain, when they were being colonized by Spain, they were talking Spanish. And they got their independence through the advice of Queen Elizabeth I, who used to be carried by men in his chair. Even they know that they are in their museum, they have kept 3 ships, which they say their independence was received. Those who fought for their independence is 3 able men. That is who we used to fight in ships. The ships are still in the museum. And the same to us, our independence was those who fought for the independence of Kenya is 3 able men. This is Gekoyo and Benmeru. So the whites, all of them came from Noah. Those who from Middle East, mm-hmm. And those we have Hamu. Hamu is the father of Africans. Mm-hmm. Hamu. Mm-hmm. So the time now has come for us to we built this house, and we shall take blessings to all over the world. And all those who are outside will all come to Kenya and enjoy. We are asking all those who came from Africa, who were taken to other world as slaves, mm-hmm. to come back home. We need them, we love them, and we want Africa to be united and to speak one language, mm-hmm. And even we have one flag, one coin, one God, and one God.
Of course.
And to make the matter worse, mm-hmm. Kenya is God's head. Africa is God's head.
How did it fall to the bottom so like that? If it is the head, how could it fall so to the bottom? How could it fall so low if it's supposed to be the head, God's head?
Africa is God's head, mm-hmm. And Italy is God's boot. He says he throws it wherever he wants. And that
Really?
is why sometimes we used to read in history that Italy is in north of North Africa, in the west of Greece. Italy is like a man's boot, is God's boot. So he can.
It's shaped like a boot. The shape of Italy is like a boot.
Italy is like a man's boot. It's God's boot.
Yeah, incredible. Absolutely.
So we want now, we are requesting His Honorable, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to hand over this land. And after, if he is going to keep the promise of his father, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and Haile Selassie and Mau Mau, right now, aikarire na itina rimwe riu ikarira na matina meri thi. That's say that he's seated with one buttock. If he keeps a promise of handing over this land, he will sit on the land of in this land all with two buttocks.
Okay, that's really funny.
This is a golden chance because great things are going to happen if we first honor this promise. Our father for us promised our creator in heaven that we shall build a land, and this land we shall build. That in that land we are going to have a palace, and in that land all people, even there is a ground, airplane ground, so people will be coming there and they will learn more and more about God.
Okay, let me ask you, because I live in Italy, and so obviously I am deeply interested about this thing with the boot. And what is the Catholic Church in all of this? Please tell me about the role of the Catholic Church in all of this. The role of the Catholic, because you said that there is the Catholics, because if Italy is God's boot, we have the Vatican here.
Yes.
All right. What can you tell me about that?
Well, the role of the Romans, they are also doing good work because they have brought education.
Okay. All right.
Even the British, we were given to the King of England so that he can teach us how to learn our government.
Okay.
And they have done a good job.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But God here talks little. We don't need advice from people. God speaks. He can reveal to us through night dream, through vision, through sound. Even he can tell me right now, if I have closed my phone, he can tell me, can you open your phone? Somebody want to call you. And immediately I open the phone, I receive that message. Incredible. So our God is a great God, and he talks to us live.
Directly. He speaks directly. Yeah.
Directly.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have any last messages for the diaspora? And then also, what would happen if the tabernacle is not built? What has been, and also the sacred places, there are other sacred places around Mount Kirinyaga that need to be returned. So what is the downside of not having that?
The problem if we don't fulfill those things,
Yeah.
this is why you get there is now a coronavirus, cans all over. People will die and are going to die until we build the tabernacle.
Okay. All right.
So if we build the hello,
no, go ahead.
If we build the tabernacle, everybody will be happy. All over the world, people will be happy. There will be no war.
Okay.
And this now is what we are calling the Third World War. Like now, God has revealed to us that there is in New Jersey, there is mad scientists which have set a land of 640 acres, whereby they are planting man-made food which is not helpful to people.
Okay, so you're talking Monsanto. You're talking about Monsanto.
Yeah,
Monsanto.
I have got that information. Yeah.
So and the GMO, the genetically modified food.
Yeah, they are saying that this food will, if it's maize, it will produce instead of producing 2, it will produce 4. If that produce 4, it will produce 8. So they are making food. They are preparing food, man-made food that is problem to human beings. They have even they have reported that in 2026, November 13, 3 billion people will have died in the world. So these are devil worshippers who are now preparing all these things. And this is what we call the Third World War. Okay. But God has given us the answer because he loves us and he loves all the people. And because we have requested him to reveal to us, he has even revealed that the medicine that can help to prevent all these things is known as bacteriophage. Bacteriophage. Yeah. Bacteriophage. That is the one that it is known as bacteria eater. It eats bacteria and multiply. Okay. And this medicine was discovered 100 years ago. I've got even the institution that gave grant for the discovery of that medicine, and it has been being used in Eastern Europe and the rest of the world. They are providing antibiotics, which they know that this medicine will not help. And because they want to kill Africans, because they are dominant, they took our land, not only Kenya. Most of African countries, they took their land. So they are preparing secretly to kill Africans. Even there is a group known as a group of army known as Royal Medical Corps. These are people only go to the laboratory and prepare medicine which they use to kill our fellow Africans, so that they can be able to continue dominating our land, which they took using British Settlement Act 1887.
This is terrible. I'm so sorry.
So the time has come now so that God can remove us from this slavery. Because until right now, we are still mentally slaved. Mentality. We are still mental slaved. And because we don't concentrate with God, And this is why so many churches have been introduced in Africa, so that they can mislead people to do against God. Like now you can see they are introducing men to marry men. You see, this is what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. Even when the angels went to Lot, they wanted those men instead of ladies. They wanted men. Mm-hmm. Even Lot told him, "I've got ladies here. Let me give you my ladies." Hmm? Yeah, they don't want those ladies. They want those men, and they were angels. Mm-hmm. So all these teachings are brought by devil so that they can mislead Africans to anger God and destroy us. Mm-hmm. So the time has come. We built this tabernacle, and we shall get more and more blessings from God.
Excellent. Great. So if people want to make a donation, where can they donate if they want to donate? Right. Is there a society, or should they, I can give them an email? What shall I do? We to set something up?
Well, that one, mm-hmm. There is no problem, because everything now you have met the right people. Uh-huh. People, and you'll be revealed more and more things by God about us.
Okay. Well, I would suggest to the listening and watching audience, yes. For now, if you want to make a donation, we're yes. going to set up something called the Tabernacle of Mount Kirinyaga. I will set yes. that up, and so that you can make donations for the building of the tabernacle. And when I put this link, when I put the interview up, in the links, I will put where you can make a donation. Okay?
Since you have got Mama, Michael, there is no problem. If you that one, you are going to arrange with Mama.
No problem.
Maito. So we are very happy the way you met with Mommy.
Very happy too. A wonderful woman. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
She can also use her account.
You hello?
Yeah.
We can. We like because you are there. Mm-hmm. We trust you. Okay. Why can you not use your account?
Well, of course I will. That's why I said that I would set up something called Mount Kenya yes. Or Mount Kirinyaga Tabernacle Fund, so that people that want to make a donation for the building of this tabernacle will be able to make that donation. So obviously non-profit, but everything that will go to the building of what the Creator has asked us to build. Okay, all right. So, thy. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. I am just so appreciative, very pleased to meet you. And I think that I would like to do another interview where you speak specifically about the seed of Jacob, about his sons, about Mount Kenya, about Tisoni, I don't know how you say that, right? And so all of these things, I think that's going to be another interview by itself. All right.
Even that we are requesting His Excellency,
yes,
Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, to invite his brother, the leader of Israel.
Yes.
He loves us. He loves us very much.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So we also want the leader of Israel to also to lay the foundation stone.
Yeah, exactly. So Ethiopia, Israel, and what's the role with Saudi Arabia? Because they were mentioned.
We have
And
got
Egypt.
also Misri,
Uh-huh.
and we have got Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. And what is their role? I was about to finish, but just tell us quickly.
So we want Misri, they are going to build the road for connection of Africa from South Africa to Israel.
Okay, so this is Egypt, right? That
Yeah,
you call
Egypt
Misri.
and Saudi.
Okay, all right. And then Saudi Arabia?
And Israel
Uh-huh.
and Ethiopia are going to build the tabernacle with the rest of the world who have been appointed by God as you.
Well, I just want to do what he wants me to do, you know, humbled and honored. That's all. So whatever he says I'm to do, then that's what I'll do. I'll honor and praise to the Most High. All right. So again, thank you so much for this time, and we're going to do a part 2. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Gaini Mudhamaki.
Gaina Mudhamaki. Gaina Mudhamaki.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just figure out how to. Okay.
All identified with the one I recorded.
Okay. All right. Okay. So here we are back again, right, with our brother Joseph Caraway.
Lesson 3. Identifying the
Okay.
middle note.
Just a minute.
So, mi, so.
I just have some interruptions here.
Go for the mi.
We're going to start again because I had some noise interruption. Hold on a minute. I'm going to start again.